A lot of content creators will have problems when trying to create content consistently every single day, and I understand it, especially if you are mostly a one-man studio or you just hire some VAs when needed, but you still do most of the work. You don't have to create content every day if you can use the content that you already have to reach more people. So keep watching if you would like to save time and get more traffic by repurposing content. Hi, I'm Hugo from LakeTech.com, and in this video I'm going to cover some content repurposing basics. The video is not a number of tips or ways to reuse content, but instead I will try to answer some questions such as why should you repurpose, what content to repurpose, and how to do it. First, let's kick off with what content repurposing is. So this is reusing existing content with the same message but in different formats or distribution channels. It's not just copying but reusing. You might want to update titles, write new descriptions, summarize information, expand on current information, or even slightly change visual content such as design or video. As attractive as it might be to just clone content, you have to remember that people don't consume content in the same way on different platforms such as YouTube as they do on Instagram or TikTok or others. Why repurpose content then? Well, by repurposing content, you can improve your chances of ranking on search engines, either by ranking higher on Google itself and YouTube, or you can get found easier on social media search. Distributing content on other channels also means that you will reach a new audience that might not be on other channels. The more times people see your content, the easier it is for them to recognize your brand, and you are creating more touch points for your audience to visit your links and purchase your products, since most visitors don't buy the first time they see your content around. Generally, you can expect at least 7 times before someone actually converts to your offers or whatever else you might be promoting. And that is well illustrated by something which is called the rule of 7. Now, what content should you repurpose? You might think that quantity is what will bring the most traffic and what will be most efficient, but it's not. Usually, the best approach is to instead focusing on repurposing your top performing content only. You will find that repurposing just one piece of content will give you plenty of work, and so here is an easy example to see how to choose what content to repurpose. So I will give you a personal example, or at least one that regards my YouTube channel. So I have a small channel on YouTube, but after monitoring my stats through YouTube Studio, I have found that videos with above 1000 views are usually the best performers and tend to get much more views in the future. So I will filter out my videos by views and focus on repurposing videos with more than 1000 views only. Now you will have to consider which metrics are the most important for a certain channel and compare them to your average, and then you will have a good idea about what to repurpose. So let's say that your main channel is YouTube, then you could consider the metrics on YouTube such as views, the watch time, the engagement rate by taking a look at the likes and dislikes ratio, the comments, or of course if you are referring to a blog, then you will have different KPIs altogether such as visits, bounce rates, and other metrics that you can consider to pick your best content, and mostly of course the rankings. Now that you know what content to repurpose and what content repurposing is, I will show you a method that you can use for most content types, even if you are using different platforms. So this is made to help you with the general repurposing instead of focusing on a specific platform such as social or YouTube or any of that. Consider using the ACE method, which is a way that you can repurposing content. A stands for adjust, which means that you will need to adjust the content for user experience to the platform that they will actually be consuming content from. So for example, if we are talking about Instagram or Facebook, a lot of people now watch videos with subtitles, and if your content does not have subtitles, then you might be losing on some people, because sometimes people who are using it are simply on work or doing something else and they don't want to turn up the volume. So you can add stuff, remove or rework the information to improve the user experience. Then the C in ACE stands for combine, and this is where you will combine other content related in some way to the same topic. It doesn't always need to be super specific, and sometimes you might even be able to combine stuff that's loosely related. Then the E stands for expand, where you will expand and present more in-depth information on that specific topic. If it is helpful, you can also think about it like a content cluster, which you use for organizing topics and subtopics. And this works either for SEO or for written content, but also other formats. Now here is an example which usually works better with long format content, but you can still use it for other formats, and that's why I have decided to include it. So you have 6 steps. The first one is to identify the content format and topic. Then the second is make a list of subtopics. The third is choose the best subtopics. Fourth is create content for each subtopic. Then you will want to create a template. And lastly, you will reuse the content. This will work very good if you are trying to turn some content that you already have made in the past into a guide or an extensive guide, but you can also modify the steps slightly to repurpose other content. For example, for a YouTube video, instead of a blog post or a guide, you could start by identifying the topic, because you already know what the format is, make a list of subtopics, choose the best section or subtopics on your video, then create or expand content from a subtopic, and then create a template and reuse it. Now let me know if you already repurpose your content, how you do it. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe for more marketing tutorials and tips, and you can also check out the description and click on the playlist if you want to see more marketing content, or you can also check out my social handles and some product recommendations. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.